Welcome to Drawfee, where we take your dumb ideas
And make even dumber drawings.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Karina.
I'm Julia.
And today we're branching out, baby.
Tree episode.
It's the tree episode.
Wow.
No, it's not a tree
Wait.
episode.
Oh, I
This-
just understood.
Episode's a real treat.
That
Because
it
trees
is.
have branches, Julia, you know?
Wow.
They do.
Like onions.
Like onions.
like
What
onions.
the hell? No, they don't. But what does have branches is us, because we are branching out into new mediums that we have never used before.
Yeah.
There's a ghost in the room with us.
Or used very little.
Medium. I get it.
You like ghosts.
Like a ghost.
Can we make this a good one?
Meaty.
Can we do like a good...
No, this is getting people ready for
Can we have, like,
what
a
we've
good
done.
one?
For the mess. Bless this mess.
Well, because the episode is such a departure from what we normally do, the intro needs to sort of ground the whole thing. And so I think...
Ground the whole thing by being completely unhinged.
yeah, well, that's just what the audience is used to.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Really, who you're doing a disservice to is the person who suggested this idea,
Darn.
Who is?
who's from the Drawfee Patreon Discord. They are the user called The Sus.
Ooh.
And they said, since you might have time for some more complicated videos, how about some new medium speed draws? You pick a medium/program you aren't super familiar with and give it a shot, inspired by Julia's Blender/sculpture escapades. Nathan, you're up first.
Ooh.
Do you want to tell us what you did? Give us a little insight.
I mean, how far we've come. Now, it used to be the big finale of a speed draw episode was one of us using Blender, and now we're just starting with it.
Blender is so basic.
It's
now.
pretty
Yeah.
basic, and yet, oh boy, what a struggle I had. Such hubris. I was like, I should be able to make something using Blender, and you be the judge.
Why don't we start?
Okay.
No.
3, 2, 1, go.
So I watched I watched some tutorials and I just wanted to see if I could make like a creature. I could not figure out how to use the mask tool to get the selection I want. You're just going to watch me sort of struggle.
This is like haunting.
Sculpted.
I tried to sculpt. This is the first. That was I gave up on that one. I
him
was
to the side.
put him
Yeah.
over.
Put him over there. I don't want to look
We're
at
Look
him.
gonna-
at 2 noses.
Yeah, it did something that made it so that the tools got inverted for the bottom part. I don't know why, but then when I merged them together, it started working normal again. But yeah, you know, we're making a dinosaur lie.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you're doing so well.
It was a time.
Put him over there.
It was an experience. Anytime you see me pause it for a while, it's because I'm looking up a tutorial. And I just want to say, anyone who makes a tutorial, they're doing such a service. They're sharing their information with the world for free, and just because I couldn't figure out like half the stuff, you know, I think that's more of a statement about my own abilities and not the tutorials that I used.
Here's the thing. Like, you kind of prefaced this like before we recorded of how much you floundered, and
Yeah.
honestly, like, this is sick.
Yeah,
Well, thank
I
you.
agree.
I don't
Looks
get
like you're
it.
working it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working
I was
again.
expecting you to have like 1 cube.
That's exactly what I was expecting, and just a lot of spinning by how
Yeah.
Nathan prefaced it.
And I'm like, no, that's a
this
dinosaur.
looks great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
His body
that.
looks like
You're
a
so
drumstick.
Full of shit.
Yeah. Guys.
This is the second day.
I'm going to kill you.
I have a whole not recorded first day of attempts, and so I thought it would be funny, regardless.
Well, I'm not laughing because it's actually pretty sick.
But
Yeah, agreed.
but Emily had an idea that because I as a backup plan, if I didn't end up with anything usable, she was like, you should write a poem.
That would be sick.
So I did write a limerick as a backup.
At the end of this, you went to limerick mode.
Well, I didn't record myself writing the limerick. I have it. I have it in case anybody
Well,
wants.
now you have to.
Yeah.
Double duty.
Okay, so I'll read the limerick at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I struggle with these feet for a while. You saw me sort of blob in some feet and decide I
the
didn't.
first ones you had were good.
Well, thank you. And then I'm going to spend some more time on these, and they get sort of out of control. But we get there eventually. These feet, yeah. Here we go. Some spinning happens.
He's just grooving.
We're just
Yeah.
grooving.
Well, you got some scales on there.
Yeah.
Some knobs and nibs.
And there they go, and they're back. And then we're like, okay, let's add a little claw.
Because they aren't like meshed together yet, it does look like he's wearing little like dino booties over his feet.
Oh yeah.
Like a Halloween costume.
Ooh, he's
Ooh.
curvy. He's curvy.
Yeah, I didn't end up liking these claws, so I do different ones.
Fair enough.
A little thicker.
Nathan, this is so good. I'm so mad at you.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought you were gonna suck.
Yeah.
well,
The way that you presented it to us.
it
not
was-
because I think that in general.
no, I
Yeah.
mean it felt like a struggle the entire time. I'll say that.
I think it'd be strange if it didn't, because this is your first time.
Yeah.
using
agreed.
like Blender
So
for a
that
significant amount of time.
so there you so it's okay, here the body's about to disappear and I don't know what I did.
Wait,
Anyone who knows how Blender works
like
can explain.
like permanently?
No, it just
Oh.
it's just there it goes. I was like and then I just do a bunch of undoing.
It scared me.
Yeah, I forgot that like to merge the mesh you have to remesh because they
Ah! What's happening? Nathan!
I got kind of frustrated with the arms, but then I thought that I kind of liked how they looked.
I
so
can't
kept
imagine
them,
why.
I kept them that way.
They're like feathered T-Rex arms. Like they
Yeah.
really were. Is that right? I don't know anything about dinos.
Yeah, well, this is a dinosaur lie, so it's
Oh, okay.
this is a 3D render dinosaur that's his arms are kind of glitching out.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of getting Digimon-y with those arms.
Yeah.
Okay, there I finally meshed the tail so it doesn't look like a toy, and now we're getting lumpy. Now we're adding some lumps.
Okay.
You got to get your lumps.
I tried-
Lovely dino lumps.
I tried to make like a cutout for the nostril, but I didn't like how it looked, so I end up just kind of struggling with that for a while.
Whoa!
Now you're gonna okay. So I tried to do
Okay,
a color. It didn't work, so I went back to lumping.
Okay.
You're like, okay, more lumps, more lumps.
Yeah, very well then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
here we're just adding some lumps, and again, just sometimes the sculpting tools really did what I wanted, and sometimes they really didn't, and that's for first timer problems. Okay, so I'm trying to follow a tutorial to add color, to use the texture paint brush, and I couldn't figure it out. So then I tried to follow a tutorial about vector painting, and I couldn't figure it out. So then I go back to a different tutorial for the texture brush, and again I couldn't figure out how to get it to let me paint it, but it would let me do a fill. So I just solid filled everything.
Hey, that's good. You got this far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I just don't know how everyone else paints in Blender. I don't know what I was doing wrong. And then oh boy, I really I was getting
Spotlight.
I was getting
This
real
T-Rex got a ring
I was
light.
getting real tired trying to get the camera to do
I'm flying in, boss. Green goblin looking ass.
yeah. So there's my final.
Oh, he's so good.
He's awesome.
And as Emily pointed out, the angle I chose, you can't see really the feet at all, which
Yeah,
is
that's true.
probably the part
No.
I spent the longest on, besides
I mean-
trying to figure out how to paint it. But
we saw you make them.
Yeah.
They're part of the process.
they're in there.
We know.
But yeah, it's tough. It's tough learning a new program completely out of the blue and not just like following a tutorial. I had an idea of what I wanted to make, and I kind of made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than you knew before you did it.
Yeah. And so I think if I were to try again, I'd maybe just step by step follow a tutorial and, make a donut or something.
Yeah. Going straight to a whole ass dinosaur is very bold of you.
Yeah,
but
it's
I think you
ambitious.
did it.
It was ambitious. It was fun, and
did it.
it was
It's
it
a
was
dino.
a struggle.
I'm looking at it.
You're
It looks
looking
like
at
a really good dino.
it.
Really right
good.
there.
He's right there.
I see him.
He's coming in.
Do you want to hear the limerick?
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
An artist once tried to learn Blender. It made him feel like a pretender. He struggled all day. It did not go his way. So he wrote this instead of his render.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
it is. This dude did 2 arts.
So that was my backup plan if it didn't go my way. But it went more my way than not. I got sort of a lumpy green dino with crazy arms.
You did great.
Yeah, if the goal was make a dino, you made a dino for sure.
Thank you.
No doubt about it.
It was fun. It was funny.
We have fun here.
We had fun.
We have fun here.
Great job, Nathan.
Thank you.
Hey.
I
next?
am up next.
Yeah.
Woo.
And gang, it's finally happened.
Oh.
My pop off. I've been waiting to do my pop off in a speed draw for years, and I haven't done it. This is the one.
Wow.
Shit.
done it.
Oh, shit.
Pop it off.
So I went into this one with the goal of doing pixel art for the first time, and I wanted to do. I thought it'd be fun to do Drawtectives, pixel art,
Yeah.
fan art.
Yeah.
So that's what I went in to do at the beginning. My speed draw took me about 11 hours.
Wow.
So you might be
Yeah.
wondering, Jacob, how did it take you 11 hours to make pixel art fan art of the Drawtectives? Well, you'll just have to watch and find
Ooh.
out. But we'll jump into it right now. 3, 2, 1, go. So the program I'm using here is Ace Sprite. It's $20 and you can get it on Steam, which I like. So I started with York. This is a temporary York. This was like my first attempt ever at using the program.
Looks great already.
Cute though.
And this is kind of a fun thing you'll see is that I get better over the course of making Rosé and Grindon, and then I go back and I have to make York better to match them.
That's really fair.
So first I realized that York was too short compared to Rosé. I was like, I got to make York bigger.
He's just such a fun shape. I love how you did the shape.
And then I come back here to Rosé and add the scar and the shading. So cute. And then I'm like, I should put them side by side so I have like a sense of scale. And then I set in to make good old grandma.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Your style lends so well to like the proportion for this style for like a pixel art style. It's
Yeah,
so
thank
cute.
you. Grandma was
big.
too big.
Too wide.
So big.
Then
Yeah.
I was like, now York looks bad by comparison. So I came back to York and I redid York and made one that I was much happier with. But it did. I really found a lot of joy in this, like more than I thought I would. I like really like the process of making little sprites and pixel art. I think it matches the way I like to work anyway.
It's
So
delightful.
I found something I really liked out of the deal, which I think is fun. Okay, so then I wanted to do like the portraits, like if you were like talking to them like in a game, like this is like the portrait that would pop up.
Yeah.
And so my goal at this point was I wanted to do portraits for each of them, and then I was going to put in the sprites as well, like next to them for the final piece. So I'm just sketching out here, working at like a bigger canvas size. I did a lot of like research into like what canvas sizes you should use for making like pixel art and stuff like that.
Nice.
So this is a common one. I actually did it wrong for this one. It's supposed to be 320 by 180 because it scales into like all other resolutions evenly. But I did 340 by 180 for no reason at all. I
Just an
I
extra
literally
20.
did it wrong.
Oops.
Oh, this is so cute.
Yeah.
But this process was much more akin to just like normal drawing. Like whereas making the little sprites felt like a different sort of thing altogether.
Yeah.
But I still had fun with it. It's something I really like about making pixel art is that the inherent limitations mean that like your choices are all very meaningful, and there's also a lot less of them you can make. It's
Sure.
like I can move the pixel here or here, and it makes it look way different if I
Yeah.
do that. So it's like I have to pick one of them, though. There's no in between.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I like that kind of limitation. It takes a lot of like the possibilities away, and I enjoyed that.
This is so cute.
So
Yeah.
then I was like, well, I don't want it to just be a static image.
Let's
so
go.
I want to make all of the directions for all the characters, and then I'll have the sprites rotate next to the portraits, and that'll make for like a fun animated element.
Wow.
So this is me figuring out how to convert them into their different ways they would be facing.
Profile York is so funny.
And then you're gonna put them in a game.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Surely I wouldn't have had time for that. Wink.
Oh my gosh.
You gave her like emo hair for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun trying to like figure out like what works and what doesn't for like when the characters are this size. These are based around like a 32 by 32 was like sort of the base square that I'm using to make them. I tried at first to do like a 16 by 16 because that's like kind of the smallest ones you can do. And I felt like I didn't get enough detail with that one. So I went to 32 by 32 and that felt really good. I really am a big fan of the Grendon.
Yeah.
Something about it is just like so charming to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made him so good.
All really good. They're so cute.
It's like a character select. Like,
So then I just put in like a little grid background and
ooh.
Yes.
I add a little like outer
Oh yeah.
stroke.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Well, this program
So
kind of rules.
this was originally going to be the final product.
We're like halfway through.
Yeah.
that I
Oh no.
was gonna show, but then as Karina inadvertently hinted at, I was like, well, I already made these characters. Like, how hard would it be to make like a one scene game where you can interact with them? And I was like, but we need like a protagonist character to walk around and interact with the Drawtectives. So I made this guy.
I like him.
Naturally.
What's his name?
He doesn't have a name in my mind. He's the new intern
Okay.
who shows up to the office. And I just wanted to make like a little like self-insert dude. So he like doesn't look like anything in particular.
He's
It's
you if you wore a hat.
Yeah, he's just like you. So this is me making a sprite sheet, which is easier to use like with a program. And this is Godot, which is a free video game making program.
Huh? Godot?
Godot, yeah. Godot.
There's no waiting for this.
Nice, Julia. So I was following some tutorials. I did mess up some of the recording because I had it on a window capture instead of screen capture. So whenever I test the game, you don't see it, unfortunately. But it does kind of make it fun because you won't see the full thing until like the end.
Wow, you're coding.
This is me coding. I was using a bunch of different tutorials for like the different things that I wanted.
Nice.
So I was looking at a tutorial for like character movement and like a top-down environment. And I was like, well, I need an environment for them to be in. So I had to make Jancy's office
Yep.
Oh my god.
as a place for them to be. I put York in there just for scale, so I'd know like kind of what size,
He lives there.
what size to
leaves.
make everything. And this was again fun to do. I'm also a huge fan of like Earthbound, like the art in Earthbound, and so I was kind of like going for that type of aesthetic.
Yeah.
Very like flat and cartoony. Then I really wanted to do this thing where I made like the light coming in from the windows out of like a halftone. But then when I started putting in the characters, I was like making it so that their shadow was being cast. And then I realized that in the game, I had no way of making your character cast a shadow. And I was like, it's going to be inconsistent. So I had to take it all out
Oh.
because I was like, it's not going to
Dang.
work.
It looked so good.
So then I'm like, well, I don't want them to just stand there.
They have to idle.
They have
So
to bounce.
I have to make an idle animation for the characters so that when they're in the game, they're looking like they're living.
This is so cute.
So now
Oh my God, dude.
I'm adding in. This was my first attempt at making a collision box for all of the things here, and it just straight up did not work. You don't get to see. Well, you can kind of see it flashing. How many times I started the test and then just walked directly through the wall, like over and over again, and every time I was like, "God damn it!" So I found a different way to do it that ended up working.
Nice.
Where you in like sort of the sprite editor, you kind of set up where all the collision occurs. Then I'm placing in the characters and giving them hitboxes so that you can't walk through them. And this is me coding the idle animations. I had another funny error here where I accidentally put physics on York, and also I accidentally put player controls on York. So when you tested the game, York would immediately fall, because I gave him gravity also. He would fall straight to the bottom of the screen, and if you tried to approach him, he would walk away from you.
Damn.
That's honestly very in character.
Yeah.
So this is an add-on to Godot called Dialogic that is for dialogue systems. And it lets you like set up character portraits, and it took me a long time to get it working, which is why the game keeps closing, or the program keeps closing and opening. And then I'm writing in the dialogue here, and setting up the like detection boxes that are like, if you're in this box and hit the button, it will trigger the dialogue.
Holy crap.
So I had to set this up for all the characters and set their like boxes that you stand in here, and then I put in the portraits and wrote all the dialogue. And at the end of this, actually, when I play the game, I'm going to have everyone read their characters, voice their characters.
Oh.
Which I think will be fun.
You're gonna make us work for your...
Yeah. So then I was like,
I would
well,
never ask my friends to do that.
they look
Yeah.
too static. And so I was like, I need to make a few expressions to cycle through as they say their dialogue. So it'll look more like lively. So I made a couple different faces for them to make. And then Dialogic's super easy to use because you can just like apply the different expressions to the different lines of text, and it
that's
sort of
great.
like does it for you. Okay, so this is the game. I'm gonna pause real quick just so everyone can be ready here.
Okay, yeah.
I don't gotta do nothing.
I think I talked to York first, then Grindon, then Rose. So
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to read.
But when I finally got it working, I was like so overjoyed just to see it like all moving and functioning.
Funny little
I
cowboy
really like
hat
the little guy. But yeah, we'll read the dialogue here in this part.
Okay.
So showing that you can walk around and it works.
Wow.
Hey there, little buddy. You must be the new intern Jancy told us about. I gotta say, that's a mighty fine hat you got there, but you might want to consider getting some other clothes too. You know, before Jancy gets here. People around here don't like it when you don't wear clothes. I learned that the hard way.
Oh, hey, it's the new intern. Nice to meet you. I'm Grendon, or Grandma. Or sometimes they call me Gma for short. Or you can just make up a whole new name for me if you want. Anyways, kick your feet up and relax. Jancy should be here, assuming Rose got the schedule right, that is. She struggles with calendars sometimes.
Hey, you guys, since you got here, what do you want? You know what that means, right? Yeah, that's right. You're the bottom of the totem pole, and I'm your boss now. And as your boss, here's your first order of business. Please check the schedule and make sure Jancy was actually supposed to come in today, and I didn't misread the calendar. Dismissed.
And then your character's just like, well,
Just
I
leaves.
think I quit.
well, bye.
Jacob, that's so good.
This is so good.
Yeah, isn't
Wow.
it fun?
Yeah, great
And
job.
yet we still haven't done the animation speed draw.
So true.
The day
Wow.
we do the animation speed draw, it's gonna be like taking the weights off of Broccoli for Karina.
For Karina,
Yeah, and everyone else, we're all. I mean, Jacob's gonna do this.
Yeah,
so he's gonna do great.
I'm just saying.
I'll rig my dinosaur.
Yeah, because that's gonna be so easy.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah, great job, Jacob.
Yeah, I was really proud of how it all came out.
You should be.
Once
Yeah.
I got in the weeds of like coding the game, I was like, I don't know if I made the right choice because I was like struggling and like things weren't working. And much like Nathan said, like you try stuff in the tutorials and you're like, it's just not working.
It's just not doing the
And
same
I just
thing.
don't know why.
Yeah.
And you're probably making like really obvious mistakes.
Oh
for anyone
yeah,
who
I'm
knows what they're
sure.
doing.
I'm sure anyone watching would be like, "Oh, well, he just didn't do this thing."
So I don't know that I would continue the game dev as a hobby because it's like really it requires so much focus and energy. But the pixel art I will definitely keep doing because I found that like so fun to make like the little animations and stuff.
Yeah, this rules.
Goes so well with your style.
Thank you. Draw Detectives game incoming.
Excuse me.
Slash J, slash J, slash lie.
J.
I have to finish season 3 first. We have to release season 3 first.
Coming soon.
Yep.
Up next is Karina.
Karina?
Karina?
Karina? Okay. So, this year I've been enjoying doing some journaling and personal writing.
Ooh.
So as an extension of that, I've gotten into collecting little stamps because there's cute ones that exist. And as an extension of that, I wanted to try block printing
Whoa.
as just a thing to do. So that's what I did.
All right, I'm excited to see it.
Hell yeah.
You ready to start?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
So I started digitally because I was just like, I don't want to. I just want to like get the drawing right in one. I don't want to draw it directly onto the blocks. So
Yeah.
I just did it digitally. So I wanted to do like a bit of like a meow. And I was going in with really thick line art because I knew I'd have to carve it. And
Yeah.
that's hard. So
Yeah.
I was like, we can do a more complicated design, but it needs to have a lot of like leeway to carve around.
This looks like a freaking rad tattoo.
Well, thank you. So I wanted to do like layered. I had a few different blocks. I came in with a slight concept of I want to draw a tiger, but I didn't really have any plan beyond that. And then I drew like this little tiger and I liked it so much that I was like, fuck, I need to make them match. Because I had 3 different colors of ink. And so I thought it'd be cool to layer them because I had black and then fluorescent pink and yellow. And I just thought it'd look cool to layer them for the sake of the fluorescent effect.
Hell yeah.
So then I decided to just continuously keep redrawing this one like more detailed tiger because I was like, I second guessed myself by drawing the cute tiger, and then I was like, I don't know how to do, and so I just kept fucking with it for a really long time, and then thinking I was gonna start over, and then not starting over. This is where I thought I was gonna start over.
But
And
then
I
you
was-
didn't start over.
Yeah, because I wasn't super sure how I wanted to arrange them. I didn't give it that much thought ahead of time.
Yeah, I like this
They've
one
all
too.
been so
I-
good.
Also like this one,
Yeah.
but then I just decided to go back to this one and redraw it again.
For sure.
But yeah, because
Oh, you
I
doing
kinda,
a little lick?
I kind of got it in one. I just wasn't totally down with the shape, so I just kind of fixed it up a little. And then I wanted to like have this one, have the little one, and then like also add some text. So I was making 3 stamps and I was just gonna decide how to do it. And I didn't have the foresight to get proper heat transfer paper. So here's me doing like a really like a really dinky transfer process just to kind of get it down. And then cleaned it up because it did not transfer properly. And yeah, and then I got some coffee and just went to work.
You're using wood?
This is like a linoleum carving
Okay, yeah.
block. Yeah.
Like the soft
Yeah,
stuff.
this is the beginner's block. I had 3, I had like 2 of these big white blocks and then a small white block and then one of the pink blocks, which is like the next difficulty stage up for like this set.
Right.
And I did not like the pink one very much. The white one was very, very calming. Probably shouldn't have been drinking my coffee this close to the carving block, but I did it anyway.
Living on the edge.
Yeah, because I don't care about inhaling dust. And yeah, but yeah, this is kind of what you're going to be looking at for the next 5 minutes. It was
I only
just a
did-
nice carving
Yeah, it looks
process.
relaxing.
Yeah,
Very
It
satisfying.
was. It genuinely was.
I remember it being, because I've only done this once. I remember it being like really satisfying to cut into and like
yeah.
carve out chunks.
Like again, this is a beginner's block
Yeah.
because I tried getting into this when I was like in college, just as like on my own outside of school, and I think I started with like the totally wrong material and had a terrible time. So this one I was just like, we're getting the softest block and it's gonna
Yeah.
be really fun. So yeah.
It's also just like nicer for your hand and wrist when you're like carving for so long and you have something nice and soft.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started with the fine points just to kind of carve around the shapes, and then went in with the big boy to just really, really get in there.
Get them
in
out.
there,
So
yeah.
excited to see how it came out.
But yeah, so
looks great.
It was just a lot of this. This is all I did. I didn't edit it out this time. Fuck it. I was
Oh.
tired. This was a relaxing thing for me. Can see the sun coming and going.
Yeah, see the sun coming, going, see the coffee level going down.
Yeah.
See the bits on the sides growing.
Can see all
Yeah.
my bits. But yeah, and eventually I finally was just carve
This
it
is so
down.
fun.
But yeah, it was just fun to do. And then so I finished the one and I cleaned up my big mess and then got started on the other two. I secretly messed up this little tiger. I never got the little tiger right because it's smaller, so it was like I also don't know how I was moving so much faster this time, but I was on video chat with my friends.
You were just vibing.
I was just like listening to the yap session while going to town on this thing, but it was also just like harder to do because it was a much smaller design. So this one
Yeah.
I kind of messed up, but I had messed it up prior, which is why it was on like the leftovers from the big block because I used the smaller block and then fucked it up. And yeah,
Nice.
so this is just me doing it. I don't know why I'm holding it like a little claw grab, like little duende hand over there with my pinky curled, but I am.
It's whatever works.
Yeah, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, but you know, I was just doing this while talking to friends, but yeah, so I was doing this little one, much harder to do, just because it had a lot of like smaller areas that I kept cutting into. So oopsie. But yeah, so I finished that one. I did a test. You can see my old test one.
That's so cute.
Yeah,
I love the little eye.
yeah, my ink, I like cut down the eye because I realized I could do that and made it the same size, but my ink pad is really watery, so I was just like, it'll look better in the final anyway. It doesn't matter. It's my first time doing this properly, so.
Yeah.
He's sort of making the same face as the intern.
But yeah, and then this is me trying to do the pink block, and frankly I did not like this pink block. It had slightly more resistance in a way that wasn't fun, and I was like carving letters on it, so
Yeah.
it's really hard.
Yeah.
But I did it anyway. And I mentioned this earlier, but like I said, I was on video chat with my friends and I kept kicking the camera, which is
There
why
it
it
goes.
keeps moving.
There it goes.
And, and I think that caused the camera to start slowly tilting down. So, oops.
Oh, there we go.
It's a good bit.
That's so funny.
I sure didn't notice until I put it all together.
Well,
but
the,
yeah.
the camera just wants to keep its eyes on that cute little tiger.
Yep.
No. Stop looking at it.
You keep moving it out of the way, and the camera keeps going down.
I was only half mindful of where the camera was, but yeah, so did that, got it all tidied. It's just a fun activity to do. So yeah. And then I messed up my recording and somehow missed me doing the actual printing process. So I just did an extra one. One of the stamps was already damaged at this point. Whatever, but this is just me showing the ink application.
Ooh, did you do a gradient?
I did try it a couple times, but for this specific footage, no.
Okay.
But I'll show all the ones I printed at the end.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
sick looking.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
so
Turned out
good.
so
And
good.
I didn't feel like re-washing the like brayer roller thingy, so I used makeup sponge for the other two because I just didn't feel like doing it anymore. Like I had
So
already
fair.
cleaned up, and then I realized my footage was messed up, and I was like, I'm not doing it anymore.
You're so
Fuck
real
you.
for that.
But yeah, I damaged the eye on this one after
it
my
even
initial
more.
cleanup. So this print doesn't have the eyes properly done. Oops.
It's the eye of the tiger, not the eyes of the tiger.
So true.
So,
I drew in eyes.
oh,
That's
Adorable.
cute.
But yeah, so I made a few different arrangements using the stamps. So here's all of them together.
That's
These are
so
so
good.
cool.
That's rad.
Thank you. And since it's fluorescent, I also here's them in the black light.
whoa.
awesome. Damn.
I
That's
wanted
so
to layer
rad.
them because it looks really cool when you layer with fluorescence.
Yeah.
Because it looks totally different in different lighting. So
This is so good.
yeah, that was my process. It was just
Hell yeah.
relaxing to do.
That's awesome.
I was talking with a friend recently about like I've been enjoying doing some sculpting stuff and other just things with my hands, and they were like, yeah, that's because it's really good for your brain. It's mindful activity. And I was
Yeah.
like, shit, I don't think about that. Period. That's true. It is just nice to like do something with your hands. So it was nice to just carve into a block for like a few hours. It was great.
Hell yeah.
And I
Yeah.
made all these prints, and you guys are welcome to take one if you want. There's 7.
I want to take one.
Hell
They look
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, just not one of these two, because these are my 2 favorites.
I want to take one of those too.
No.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I feel like this might be something I would like doing too. Watching
should
you do
try
it made
it.
me want to do it.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, this is awesome, Karina.
Thank you.
Great turnout.
Thank you.
And we got the final one. We got Julia.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Mine is cursed.
Okay.
From toe to tip, this thing is cursed.
Okay.
We're going to have about 5 minutes of nice recorded process, and then every camera I used after that would not do it. And I did not know that it was not recording a lot of the time. Some of the cameras would just stop filming after 5 minutes. Then at some point, I gave up on trying to film it. So you're going to have pictures. We're going to go on a journey.
It's a multimedia experience.
It's a multimedia
Alright.
experience.
Hell yeah.
I want to present it like a school presentation.
Yeah.
So I leaned into it a little bit.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Jacob, would you like to start playing?
Sure.
I'll explain as we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
So I decided that I wanted to do some woodworking. But by woodworking, I wanted to make a moving wooden animatronic
Sure.
because I love animatronics. And what I wanted to do was a train that goes around a little store that's surrounded by trees and rocks and cool things. But instead of making the train go around, I wanted the scenery to move around so that you could like put the camera in front of the train and then spin it so that you could see the scenery moving as if the train is going, you know?
So it's like an illusion.
So it's an illusion. So here I'm figuring out how to make that. I'm thinking you see me flipping between 2 things here. Some thoughts. I also edited this before I came in. As as I was coming in, basically. But yeah, so I'm
So you're gonna carve all of this out of wood?
yeah.
Wow.
So I'm designing like the building the store that the train is going to be moving around. I have a little vending machine. Here's the train. I'm like trying to puzzle everything out because I'm just trying to like think my way through it and just
Sure.
like build it from my knowledge. That was a failure, you'll see, but it's comical.
Telephone wires.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You'll see how much of this I abandon.
Okay.
I can't imagine why.
Right now.
So I've measured everything out by inches. So it's going to be in total like a 9-inch wide. The center piece is going to be roughly 7 inches. So this is like the front view. This is actually how it's going to move. So I have like a dowel that spins the top bit that like the that the building is on. There's going to be a center support. There's going to be like some wheels around the rim to just kind of hold it up, sort of thing.
She's going like beautiful mind mode.
Yeah. I had this whole idea for putting like wooden slats around the outside.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm measuring everything out. I'm just like figuring out how big everything's going to be. I'm trying to plan it as much as I can before I like get into it. What I should have done was print it out.
Okay.
This was my mistake, is that I drew out detailed plans and then I didn't print it out. I went, I could just redraw it. I could draw a perfect circle.
Well, who has a printer these days?
My brother did not take him up on that. Or and
It's
Karina.
right, it's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Who among us?
So this was me like really figuring out the measurements of everything. And then I was like, well, in order to do that, like these are the things I should have printed. I drew it out like perfectly, all of the pieces that I would need. Also, I was drawing this out so that when I went to the hardware store, I knew exactly what I needed to buy. The wood pieces, the sizes, everything.
Choosing a
The fact
font.
that you
Yep,
made
choosing a font.
like proper designs
Yeah,
and then didn't print them out.
correct.
Just
What did you
ignored
do
them.
instead?
Flew by the seat of my pants. So I went over to hang out with my brother. So my brother has woodworking tools. So he helped me out by cutting everything out. But also my brother was like, here, I'm cutting out the center of this piece. That's the rim of the outside of the train bit. We're using his router table that my dad gave him. It's his old router table. I'm making the other piece. We're making a lot of pieces. This is me now using, I think it's called a scroll saw, which is another piece of hardware that my dad gave my brother. That's his old piece, or I think it was like his friend's grandpa or whatever. So anyway, his scroll saw.
Looks good.
So we made that. The thing about working with my brother is that my brother says, hey, Jules, you can come over and work on the thing. And I go, oh, cool. And then you find out that he's only going to be there for an hour. And then you need to go because he has 2 small children and a lot of working that needs to be doing. So I went home and I started using my little Dremel to sand to make sure, because everything has to be like pretty smooth in order for anything to work.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm at my dining room table. Yeah.
that's a Dremel for sure.
Dremeling at the dining room table.
I'm measuring the rim to make sure that the outside rim is the size that it needs to be. Yep. Just dremeling away. I'm going back to measuring. I'm listening to something. And then my assistant came. She appears quite
Like
often.
that this part isn't sped up at all. We're
I
just
wanted to
going
leave in the kitties.
Yeah.
People want the kitties.
Because I don't have a lot of footage of a lot of the stuff that I had to do.
Breathing in sawdust.
I was in front of a window, which is also why I'm sitting there.
You wanted me to come stand right here. Right?
Right in the
That's-
center.
This is a cat circle.
Yeah.
This is
Here is a circle, so I
pretty-
will just stand here.
it's a pretty good place to stand, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think good job.
I'm looking at all my pieces. I'm like, can you
This is delightful.
just make sure that fits? Okay, you gotta go. Thank you.
And that's enough of that.
Okay, and now we get back to the dremeling.
Now we're sped up. Okay.
Yeah, because we have to make sure there's like enough gap. Because originally what I was going to do is I was going to feed a wire from the bottom, from like the base up,
Of
so
course.
it's in that gap, so that when it spins, it doesn't hit the wire, and then the train can stay still. There's my assistant again. She was there for many hours of this process. There she goes. Yep. So it's just a lot of measuring, dremeling, and this is what I was able to do at our apartment because we live in an apartment, and I do not have wood tools in our apartment beyond a Dremel and a handsaw.
Dremel.
Yeah. And so now I'm making the train.
Of course.
So I have these like little, I went through like a wood carving bit a while ago. So I had these very soft woods from then. And so I was like, I could hand carve it. And then I was like, that's going to hurt my hand. I'm just going to Dremel it.
I mean, you got the Dremel.
So I got the Dremel.
Why not?
So I'm sanding it. I'm making it all nice. I'm making like a simplified version of like a train car. This is the wheel that is going to spin like the top bit. There's my assistant. Once again, I had to stop because of the assistant.
Oh,
so this is what I
Great
got.
transition effect. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's without like the wheels on that little support circle. So this was the end. This was the end of one of the nights. So I put in little wheels
Sure.
with some little dowels through them to kind of hold up the spinning base. So that's what it looks like without like the train bit or the scenery bit on top.
Sure.
So now I have to make the little building. So so I made this little building.
She did this to herself. I just want everyone to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was watching some Premier League, making a little building. I drew that guy out of tracing
Just
paper.
covered in sawdust.
Covered in sawdust. Was from Wednesday till Sunday at midnight. So those little thin wooden bits on the front, I had to sand down that big wood chunk because I couldn't find the little wood bits.
Of course.
And so it took a very long time of turning a big chunk of wood into little thin ones. And then I remembered that I have popsicle sticks. So I wound up using those later.
Yeah.
So here's my little building. Pre-paint. So I painted a little building. It looks different from the one that I drew because
Because you didn't print it.
I didn't print it, and
Yeah.
also like I didn't measure out that. My brother was like, "Oh, the building should be bigger," and Jacob was like, "Oh, the building should also be bigger." So I made the building bigger, and then the train is so small.
The building is huge.
The building is huge. The train is small. Here it is trying to spin. You don't see all of the times that I spun the thing and it just didn't work. My brother had the idea of putting the rubber band on like the wheel and the internal wheel to give it a little bit more grip. And then I put sandpaper on the bottom. Here's Joy inspecting. I
Is
put
that-
sandpaper on the bottom scenery wheel.
Is that how you want it to spin?
You
All right,
can
well,
see
up to you.
the device that's supposed to spin it. Oh, I hit the train. I wound up just putting the train. This was literally like midnight last night.
Hell yeah.
After Jacob and I streamed, we were filming this, and then I edited the footage before we left to drive here this morning. So this is just to showcase the little building. So the whole thing was kind of a travesty. And I hate it. But I think next time that I try to do something like this, I will.
A learning experience.
It is a learning experience. I will just like print out the plan so that I can draw exactly what I need.
Perfectly cut.
Yeah. And, but I think like in the future, I just want to make like little miniatures. Like I liked making the house.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like the little cafe came out so cute.
Yeah.
And
Everything
if-
else was a disaster.
If the plan had been just to have the cafe on a spinning base,
Yeah.
you could have
Yeah.
like gotten that.
Yeah.
You
Way
should have gotten
easier.
a spice rack.
Yeah, I forgot the clip of my brother and I putting everything together at his house. And my brother going, "You ready, Jules?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he spins the wheel. We're looking at the inside. The internal wheel is spinning. And we're like, "Hell yeah." And we stand up and we look at the top and there is zero movement. There is absolutely zero movement on the bit that's actually supposed to be moving and rotating. And we were like crying with laughter because it was such a colossal failure. So yeah, it took 2 people to make this failure. Bless this mess. But I had a lot of fun. Well, I didn't have a lot of fun.
No, you didn't.
But-
That's a
Oh,
lie.
so you had a bad time.
I had a
and
really bad
it
time.
didn't come out.
Yep.
But that's just part of learning a new skill.
Yeah. And I think we
did a
all
big
have a
learn.
lesson.
We all did big learn.
We learned the
Lesson.
lesson today that you shouldn't try anything new because it's really hard.
Yeah, and you will look foolish on your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So just
never
do what you're
again.
already good at. And if you're not good at anything, it's too late.
That's
Yeah, that's
sorry.
too bad. Better luck next time.
Better luck next life.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this episode's over.
Yes.
I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed watching us struggle and find our successes and failures side by side.
Yep.
If you did, please like and subscribe.
They were all successes.
Yeah.
In their own ways.
Yeah.
And the experience.
The experience points.
So if you like the experience, support us on Patreon.
Yeah, our
Yep.
Patreon is a success
And an experience.
and an experience.
Whoa.
That's
true.
And please also join us on our live streams on Twitch Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Oh, that's an experience.
Yeah, I heard they're the experience of all time.
They're a major experience for sure. And
Yeah.
after this episode comes out, I'm sure we'll talk more about it on
Yes.
that.
Wink.
It on that.
It on that.
Yeah, just you wait.
And buy our merch, the ultimate experience. Wearing it, you'll never have experienced anything like it
Yep.
ever again or before.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks.
We're sorry.
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 Sorry.